Hello viewers, welcome back to our Critics Tech channel. Here is yet another tall claim on coronavirus vaccine. The American multinational pharmaceutical corporation Pfizer Incorporated and a German biotechnology company BioNTech have just announced that their mRNA-based vaccine candidate against SARS-CoV-2 has demonstrated evidence of efficacy against COVID-19 as per the first interim efficacy analysis from the phase 3 clinical study. Pfizer's chairman and CEO has said that it was a great day for science and humanity. The announcement made a loud noise across the world. Stock markets surged to new records. Gold prices slashed down and political leaders welcomed the late-stage trial results. However, the scientists and doctors cautioned since many questions remained unanswered, and they also warned that any celebration would be premature. The international news media, while quoting the Pfizer's announcement, made the news flash that Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine was robustly effective in preventing COVID-19. The news media also made a claim that such development was promising as the world has waited anxiously for any positive news about a pandemic that has killed more than 1.2 million people. Back home in India, the news media purportedly explained Pfizer's candidate vaccine as 90% effective and raised the question, will India get access to this vaccine? The answer to this question is perhaps the most sought for. This video will deal with 3 important issues based on the above news. Number 1. How much is the efficacy of this vaccine? Number 2. How does the vaccine work? And number 3. Will this vaccine be at the local pharmacy in India anytime soon? Let's begin with the first question. How much is the efficacy of this vaccine? According to the Pfizer's announcement, 44,000 people from 6 countries participated in the vaccine trial. Half of the participants were administered with the vaccine, the other half were given a placebo. As you all know, that placebo is the treatment which is designed to have no effect. Therefore, around 22,000 participants were administered with the vaccine. The data which was published yesterday and based on which it is claimed that the vaccine has 90% efficacy against COVID-19 is actually the data from an interim analysis of just 94 participants out of 22,000 who were given vaccine. Moreover, fewer than 9 of them who caught the disease had been given the vaccine. So, the sample size is inadequate and insignificant. The sources from the biopharmaceutical giant Pfizer told that to confirm the efficacy rate of the vaccine, it would continue its trial until there were 164 COVID-19 cases among volunteers. The question, however, is whether only 164 cases would confirm the efficacy of a vaccine against a disease which has caused a pandemic and has already claimed more than 12 lakh lives across the globe. And top of that, who has decided this meager number 164? Interestingly, the Food and Drug Administration of the USA, that is US FDA, has agreed that 164 is enough to tell how well the vaccine works. Again, I am requesting the viewers of A Critics Tech channel to note another interesting aspect of this trial. The data, which is sparse and scanty, have also not yet been peer reviewed or published in a medical journal. Pfizer said it would do so once it has the results from the entire trial. But the question remains as to why so much of hue and cry before the results of the vaccine trial been scientifically established. Pfizer shares hit 52 weeks high after the claims that its vaccine is over 90% effective. Share prices of Pfizer jumped nearly 20% in Tuesday's opening session to hit all-time high. Though Monday's announcement does not mean a vaccine is imminent, and Pfizer even revealed that the vaccine's trial data was highly unusual and the protection rate might change by the time the study ends. But that did not stop the pharmaceutical giant from trading its shares with an increase of more than 110%. However, the next point is, how does this vaccine work? Getting vaccinated means someone is usually given either a weakened or a dead part of the virus or the bacteria that causes an illness. In this way, the vaccine does not make the person ill, but the recipient's body recognizes that it is a foreign element and it mounts an immune response. This means that when the person comes across the real bug that causes that illness, the body will be ready to attack it straight away. But this new candidate vaccine does not work in the same way. The way this new vaccine works is called mRNA, meaning that a person is not actually being injected with parts of the virus or a weakened form of it, but actually being administered with a part of the genetic code of the coronavirus. This tricks the body into producing some of the viral proteins itself, so that the immune system then detects these proteins and starts to produce a defensive response to them. However, there are a lot of unknowns with mRNA vaccines. Firstly, whether these vaccines will really be able to mount a sufficiently protective immune response in the human. Secondly, which quantities of mRNA will be needed to do this? Thirdly, whether the proteins that have been chosen for the vaccine are the right ones to prevent a coronavirus infection in the body. Fourthly, how long any immunity would last. Fifthly, whether it causes side effects such as increased inflammatory responses. And lastly, whether in the worst case, the vaccine aggravates the disease. Earlier, through several videos, A Critics Tech channel discussed the limitations of the mRNA vaccines and their checkered pasts. Viewers may refer to the channel's playlist. All these fairly basic unknowns can only be answered through adequate human trials which are acceptable in quality as well as quantity. Pfizer's candidate vaccine unfortunately is yet to pass the test and to meet the minimum criteria. Now, coming to the last point for today's discussion is, will this vaccine be at the local pharmacy in India anytime soon? Pfizer's ultra cold COVID-19 vaccine will not be at the local pharmacy anytime soon, because the vaccine's complex and super cold storage requirements are an obstacle even for the most sophisticated hospitals in the United States. But will India get access to this vaccine? So far, no. The firms have so far entered into deals with the United States, UK, Japan, and the European Union region for hundreds of millions of doses of the vaccine. The launch of this COVID-19 vaccine in India would depend whether Pfizer and BioNTech, either on their own or through a partnership with another Indian vaccine firm, would approach India's drug regulator, Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, that is CDSCO, for approvals to conduct human trials of the candidate here. As per India's regulatory requirements, a vaccine would have to undergo local trials in the country before it can receive an approval for a launch. But the major roadblocks could prevent a quick scale-up of this vaccine is the logistical issues on which it accounts of cold storage. The major constraints in countries like India would be storage and distribution, which is still struggling to scale up its cold storage footprint to store vaccines even at refrigerated temperature. So far, the unproven efficacy and distant possibility of availability of Pfizer's vaccine still could fetch hefty business for the company. The question therefore is whether it's a great day for the science and humanity or a fortune for corporate profit. We shall keep an eye on the future developments. Please stay tuned with our Critics Tech channel.